I give you two options, two objections. We're going to start doing that every single week. Objections and options. But with Barry and Ken and Brian and Joby, they're going to update with some new information. But they got some great things they're going to share. And I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, always, always, always have your notebook and a pen. And we are recording this next couple segments because we want to be able to utilize that as a training pieces down in the future. But with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the host, Barry and Ken. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Great job, man. Let's rock and roll, you guys.
So thanks very much, Brian. Before you go, everybody, I want you to give a virtual round of applause to our leader, Mr. Brian Cromley. I mean, there's a million things he could be doing on a Friday night. And here he is, pouring his heart and soul into each and every one of us. And for that, I commend you, Brian. I honor you, and can't wait to
thank you, my spiritual brother. Over to you, Barry.
Okay, thanks very much. So Ken, how would you like to go first with your segment? Is that a good thing to go, or who wants to go first with their segment? I want to, after you go, Ken, because I know it leads right into what I'm going to teach.
Definitely, Barry. I'm going to Brian talked about updates, and I know not everybody was on the call last week, so I want to review some of the updates in GSPartners. And then if anybody wants to jump in, any of the co-hosts jump in on any of these points, by all means. We're going to be talking about a lot of the new technology. I'm going to go into it briefly, Barry, because I just want to make sure everybody is on the same page as us in terms of updates. Now, we know from our Chief Technical Officer, Alex Cochindo, he talked about various things in technology, and then he talked about this web wallet. Well, the web wallet will be the main wallet going down the road to take advantage of many of our new products that are coming. The wrapped G999 will be accessed by the web wallet. Now, don't worry about existing wallets. It doesn't affect anything, any web wallet now or core wallets or nothing like that. This is just something going forward. Our signature card will be available soon, and so will this GS eShop. It's going to be released in May. Gold standard eShop. Now, this is where you're going to be able to take your referral link, send it to potential customers, and they can go on a very professional website, and they'll see professional videos, and they can shop for all our products, and obviously you'll get commissions off that. So that's a very exciting thing coming very, very soon. There's also this GS Notes that he mentioned. It's an app that allows us to save important notes on the blockchain. We know that that's where everything's going, is the blockchain, and we have that open source blockchain. For Mr. Height, that's why I talked about education. G999 is education, because moving forward, everything is going to be surrounded around our utility coin. Brian talked about that warnings being removed. That's very exciting. That could affect the price of the coin very, very soon. The G999 world, that's going to be big. That's, we always talk about our kids being into these virtual games. Well, that's something that's coming very soon. It's going to involve the passport, and you're going to be able to get individual passports, group passports, and you're going to be able to own a city, a district, a province, a state, even a country. Now, these are the things that's coming in our G999 world, and there'll be a lot more information coming in that. 10 multi-trillion-dollar industries, and I'll talk about them a few slides from now. They'll be presented in June. The G999 is the key to operate these industries on our blockchain. The GS Telecom, used to activate GS Lifestyle. All this is coming. You're going to find that the GS Lifestyle account, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be prolific in terms of liquidation. It's going to be the liquidation provider. It's going to be gold vault accounts. It just doesn't, with all the precious metals. Can you imagine right now we can move our crypto around in that account, our currencies, but there's so much more coming, precious metals, and it's going to be a liquidity provider. Gold dealers, you're going to be able to go out there and talk to merchants, and they're going to have advantages with white labels, opportunities in GSL. That opens the doors for big corporations or businesses. G999 for branding, protection, industry, and the NFTs, the non-fungible tokens, are just massive. They've taken off so quick. It's unbelievable. Brian talked about the IPO and the London Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ. Lots of things coming there. We have to be careful with that because our terminology, our language on IPOs and how we present them is very, very important. We're having a special online event Saturday, June 6th. That's our Dream Incentive winners will be announced. The official launch is going to be in Dubai, June 25th. 100 people will be invited. So the top 25 being able to bring 3 guests each. The legacy points have continued value. Now, this is really important because we used to think of the legacy points just for the Dream Incentive, but it's going to be so much more going forward. So always keep that in mind. It's almost going to be like a currency for us. Phase 2 begins July 1st. That's a very, very important date because that's the launch of that G999 World. GS Bank products. I mean, everything you can think of in banking is coming our way with the gold standard bank. GS DeFi 2.0, precious metals. And like the chairman of the board was saying, I am with you until victory. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but every time I watch him on a corporate call, this guy looks into the camera, and I'm pretty good with gut feelings, and this guy wants to be number one. So don't we want to be with a number one company? I really believe he's going to bring us to the top in the crypto world, and not just the crypto world, in technology in general. Before I go on further, I'm going to ask Mr. Brian Fisher to comment some of the stuff I've talked about, the G999 wrap coin, NFTs, technology. What's your opinion, Brian? Because I know you're into this. You have your own mining firm.
Yeah, Ken, it's funny because, I purposely put my Philco television, my UHF dial up there. A lot of people on this call might not even have ever seen one of these TVs before, but look how far we've come in technology. People don't even know what that is, right? But, obviously we're in cryptocurrency. So everybody, you got to learn this. This is where the world is going, period. Every day you read more and more about what's going on. I know there was a, little piece that was circulated that Brian Cromley sent around that had some of the newer information in the crypto world, like some updates. There was a company out there that put a $700,000 price target on Bitcoin. And I'm going to explain to you why they came up with that. Is that they've done some numbers and tracking the price of Bitcoin compared to the new number of wallets that have been created. So the more people that get into cryptocurrency, they know that for like every million wallets, the price of Bitcoin has gone up $200 per coin. Now, there are so many index funds that are being created for cryptocurrency. There are so many ETFs that are being exchange traded funds that are being created. Some banks are starting to come out and allow people to purchase. It's starting to happen. The ball is rolling down the mountain. And as more and more people get involved in the space that never knew how to get involved in the space, and all of a sudden it's made easy for them. They just, they go to their entity and they buy. It's going to bring millions and millions of people. That's mass adoption. Well, the more people that have wallets, they're buying, the price is going to go up. It creates supply demand things. What's interesting, and everybody is talking about this in the GSPartners world, is the NFTs. I'm really excited about this. I was on some calls that maybe some other people on this Cromleys coaching clinic tonight weren't privy to. And I got to hear from Joseph Payton, even though he didn't release the details, that, there are some very prominent NFT projects coming out over the summertime. Now, I watch the crypto market and what NFTs are. For people who don't understand NFTs, we do talk about it in our presentation, where we explain that, if you're an artist and you want to design on our blockchain, you can have a specialized piece of artwork. I know I'm very happy. I'm actually the original creator of an NFT on our platform. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but you can see Ken Logan's background there on his screen. That's a very iconic picture. Well, the artist that had come out with that picture, he gets paid every time that's used somewhere or it's copyrighted. So, people pay to use that. Well, if you're an artist, like a musician or something like that, and then the radio industry or the music industry has been taking 98% of all profits for years and years and years. And all of a sudden you can develop on our blockchain and you can put your music on it. And now when people buy your music, or the TV stations, or the movie houses, when they buy the rights to your music, you now get 100% of the revenue, as opposed to getting a meager 2% of record sales. So it's really changed the game for artists, especially. But there's a lot of other uses for NFTs. I came out with the Ken Logan Walking Tall rookie card, and the Barry Whiteboard Morrison card, the collectible series for GSPartners. And, but the idea that we have some really big NFT projects coming, that means revenue, right? The more revenue the company brings in, the more valuable it's going to make the coin, the more recognizable it makes the coin. I picked up one coin specifically because it was in the NFT business and they had got an exclusive contract with DC Comics. I made like 500% in 4 days. Not a lot of people get to hit on stuff like that, but that just kind of gives you an idea. When notoriety comes to your blockchain, people take notice. I've mentioned this a couple times on a couple of calls that, one of the I'll call it a publication that I follow. It's called Token Metrics. They did a little segment on G999, and they thought that it was going to be very interesting. But what they pointed out was nobody had any information. So the fact that nobody knows, and we're talking crypto experts, people who live, eat, breathe, and sleep crypto, have no idea who we are and what we're doing. That means when we hit the map, we get to hit the map big, and then all of a sudden, all these services that we offer and provide attached to our GS lifestyle, people are going to go crazy with this. That's my opinion. I mean, I can't give anybody like a price target of what our coin's going to do, but I can tell you that, just last week, I accumulated another 2.5 million coins. I'm not playing around. I see what's going to happen. And for people just a month ago, we were trading at 3 cents almost. Now they put that stupid warning label from New Zealand, and it kind of drove the price down. Okay, people get scared. It's a half a penny right now you could pick this thing up for. Even if it just goes back to where it's at, that's 600%. So there's a huge value in picking up this coin right now. And with these these community nodes and things to get points that are going to be valuable later on. I mean, if everybody is not picking up this coin and doing some research and learning how to do all things related to crypto, you are missing the boat.
Exactly. No, I appreciate your perspective, Brian, your knowledge on cryptocurrency, and you're so right. That's why I flipped up this slide, Brian, because I know Barry loves it. He's probably smiling. I can't see him, but our use cases, look at them, ladies and gentlemen. This is why guys like Brian and myself and Barry and a lot of people in this call are very excited. These 10 use cases, cryptocurrency, gold, silver, and diamonds, the DeFi, the G999 wrap, NFTs that Brian just talked about, our communication app, decentralized banking, the Cobra, the AC Cobra, GS lifestyle system. And it's a system now because there's so much more than just our accounts. The signature card and the IPO. I mean, we've got the use cases, and we always talk about the BNB coin. The Binance coin has one use, and look at it, it's up between $500 and $600 now. It was down around 2 cents when it started, but look at 10 use cases here hitting all the top industries. So that's why I put this slide up. It's exciting. We're a coin. And like everybody has always said, once the coin goes up, you'll be looking back saying, if I only should have, if I only could have, and now's the time to get the coin.
And, before you move on, I'm going to jump in there because some of the folks may not realize, but, our chairman of the board, he has been involved with over 100 companies, folks, that he's taken public. Okay, 100 of them. Okay, so he knows what he's doing. He's got the wherewithal. He's got connections in every one of these industries. $10 trillion trending industries. that says it all for me. That puts a smile on my face, and we're part of that. So I just thought I'd throw that in. You know, a lot of people may not would be aware.
I'm really glad you brought that up, Barry, because I'm just going to throw my perspective in there on that very thing, just real quick. And I know a lot of people are frustrated because they want all these big things to happen now. It's now. We've forgotten about delayed gratification, right? He's making sure, Joseph Pite is making sure that everything is solid and ready to go. So when it launches, people are going to go, wow, these guys got their act together. Everything works. Everything looks good. Every piece to the puzzle fits exactly the way it's supposed to. Not, hey, you know, we jumped out there and now all of a sudden we got some technical issues, or hey, we're having glitches, or we're having a problem with this. I mean, somebody with that kind of seasoned knowledge on how to take a company public, you know, there are reasons why things are delayed. It's so that when everything launches, it's going to launch at once, and we are going to explode into the marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why so many people are excited about this, because timing is everything. They have to dot the I's, they have to cross the T's, make sure everything's ready to go, and then exponential growth. So it says it all on this slide, the $1 trillion industries, and we're going to be right in the middle of it. So I wanted to just touch base on the community nodes. I hope you all know this, but about the legacy points, from the 20th of this month to the end at the 30th of this month, they're throwing in this extra incentive for the legacy points. So all who fill 50% this month will get 2x on the legacy points next month, the month of May. All who fill 100% this month for the community node will get 3x extra legacy points next month. All who fill 2 million this month in coins in the community node will get 2,000 extra legacy points on top of the 3x in May. So they're just throwing it at us, ladies and gentlemen. They want to get these nodes going, and talk about incentivizing. All who fill with 3 million this month will get 3,000 extra legacy points on top of the 3x in May. So purchase them now. It's good to the 30th of this month, that incentive. Everybody's going after these community nodes. Where can you see 11.99% annual payout? I talked about the G999 world. This is going to be massive. The pre-sale starts July 1st. We'll be hearing lots of more information. What I will say about this, and I don't know if you all know this, every 2 weeks, the chairman of the board and our CTO will be talking to us leading up to the launch. So every 2 weeks, we'll let you know when this happens, and you're going to start to hear more and more of things like this G999 world. I know Barry wanted this slide in here. We have a big event it's coming up, obviously, the 24th, which is tomorrow. It's at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it's the big, she calls it Ready, Set, Infinity, but it's closing the month, and there's no one to guide you better on closing your month than Nitsa Nackles. She is the master of closing the month. And like Brian says, a lot of the leaders on this call, in the last 7 days, they'll do so much more. You know, it's just about bringing people across the finish line, looking at your reports, doing rally calls. And Nitsa will take you step by step by step. She does it beautiful. So take a look at that. Closing the month strong. Learn the simple yet highly effective building blocks to rank up and bank up and expand your residual income month after month. 2 o'clock, and it'll be at GSPartnersLive.com. Take a screenshot of that. You need to be on that. You need to listen. If you haven't heard one of her closing in the months call, you need to, because if you want to be a leader, you want to teach your team, you get all that information and just take it all in, ladies and gentlemen. Anything to add on this, Barry?
No, that's awesome, Ken. It's so appreciated. I mean, boy, oh boy, folks, I know I'll be there. I've listened to Nitsa do this closing of the month calls now for 7 years, folks. and I still keep showing up. I still keep bringing my pen. I take notes every single time, and I implement it into our teams. Okay, that's what I do. So success leaves clues.
It sure does. And with that, Barry, I want to turn it back to you because I know you've got a segment, and I basically I want to introduce this segment because the first time I saw you do this, it absolutely blew me away. And people take note of this. This is saving G999. It's what we should be doing anyway. Brian talked about it. That's why he grabbed 2 million coins. Get your pens ready. We are recording this, but believe me, Barry does it in a simplified way on just saving G999. So over to you, Barry. Take it away.
Thanks very much. So if you can spotlight me so I'm full screen, if that's possible to do that so that everybody can see, I've been nicknamed Mr. Whiteboard, and I'm going to use my whiteboard, okay, for a reason. And I'm going to talk to you very basics here, folks, okay? So I'll adjust mine. You can tell me if you, and then, at the end of this, I'm going to open it up for any questions, okay? So I want to make sure that everybody gets that. Now, in this business, in GSPartners, to be successful, to go all the way to the top of the ranks, folks, how many people do we have to bring in ourselves personally? Level 1 to us, it's 3, okay? So I'm going to start with a circle on the board, and this is you, okay? And we all have to here, I've got a brand new one, I think I got the old one, so. Okay, so this is you, and you have to get 3 level 1s to you, okay? 3 level 1s that have done a basic advantage membership or a premier, okay? And I know premier is where it's at. Why? Because you just take advantage more. And if you haven't heard me when I do the whiteboard, the basic advantage opens up the whole level pay plan, the 9 level pay plan. Okay, very important. But what I'm here to talk to everybody about is that this program that you're involved with is really about saving. Saving. And if you haven't read this book, I want you to read it. The Richest Man in Babylon. 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. Not yours to spend, yours to keep. Okay? So I want to teach everybody that comes into GSPartner to save themselves some money in G99 coins. Now we have these $99 airdrops, and I'm going to round it off to $100 because it's much easier math. Okay. So if we all, every single Friday, and it happens to be Friday, save $100 every Friday, and again at the end of the month, how much would that be? That would be $500. Okay? Because there's always 4 Fridays in every calendar month. There always is. Okay? Sometimes there's 5, but I want everybody to learn to save $500 a month. Okay? Now, watch the power in this. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to all get at least 3 people. And we're going to teach these 3 people the power of saving. So what are they going to do? They're all going to go get their 3. Okay? Each person's going to get 3. We're going to build this perfect world scenario. Okay? Each one go get 3. So now here's you. You have 3. Now you have 9. Then you have 27. All the way down. 9 levels deep. Perfect world scenario. That pyramid that nobody wants to be part of, right? Well, we do. We do. Because if everybody does this, I'm going to show you the magic of the numbers. Okay, so let's add it up. 3, 9, 27. Can you add that up? That's 39 people. In our infinity pool, okay? The very first rank is director. and you have to save, you have to have in your team 10,999 in sales. Okay, so it's 9,999. You get used to the nines if you're around G99 enough. Okay, but it's 10,000 in sales in your team volume, but it has to be done in 3 lines. And it doesn't work this way exactly in the real world, does it? Because you're going to find a Ken Logan or, a Brian Cromley, and it might take off in 1 line. And you're going to get paid all these ways. But again, if we go back to the teaching of saving your money, okay? $500 a month, okay, per month. Done, $100 a week, and an additional $100 at month end. Before month end, finishing the month off right. Okay? The easy button. What is the power of this? At this point, you have 39 in your team. And I know numbers. I'm a numbers guy. You have 20 people in your team that are saving $500 a month. 20 times 500 is 10,000. Do you remember what the number was to hit the first rank in the infinity pool? It was 10,000. So 39 people, half of them have to save $500 a month. And I was asked a question, well, what happens if my team can only save 250? Well, then you got to double it up, right? Same math. Double it up. If your team can only save $100 a week, then you're going to need more. There's no timelines on this, except for we have a timeline of once a month to getting this done. But if we teach everybody, now let's look at this. The blockchain doesn't lie. GSPartners is transparent. There's almost 100,000 people in GSPartners. Okay. I know that the numbers show about 30% of people that have done their basic or their premier advantage number. Okay. Their membership. They all should be doing it, but some of them haven't. Okay. But let's just dream that every single person, if they saw this recording, would learn to save their money, because we don't buy anything. We're in the exchange business. We exchange our devaluing paper money for an asset of G99 with part of $10 trillion industries. And where's the coin going to go? It's not an if, it's only a when. Okay. If we had 100,000 people, which is what signed up to GSPartners, and we all saved $500 a month, and I don't care what the price of the coin is. If the price of the coin is $100, then you save $100 a week, and you get 1 coin. It's called cost averaging. The rich do this. If you want to be rich, you follow what the rich do. Okay? 100,000 people times $500 a month, that's 50 million in revenue. 50 million. That's with only 100,000 of us. Wait till we have 1 million in GSPartners, all saving $500 a month. What's 1 million times 50? 500. What's 1 million times 500? That's 500 million. And Mr. Haidt is saying that he's going to bring us to $1 trillion company. He is. And we're going to help him we're going to teach this. We're going to teach everybody to save $500 a month. Okay. Now let's do some more numbers. Okay. Some of you are sponsoring machines. Okay. Some of you have already sponsored at least 20 on your front line. I know we have. Okay. We teach 20 people in our front line, level 1 to us, to save $500 a month. Look at this, 20 times 500, there it is on the board again. 10,000. What does it take to hit the block star pool? 10,000 in level 1 sales. Bingo, ding, 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 okay? Guess what? Last month, the block star pools paid about $300 for a participation. Now, if you got the Rising Block Star done in your first 30 days, you have that extra share that comes along with you. You should know that if you're, in this for a while. Okay. So you could have had 3 participations, but let's say that you didn't get started right away and you're starting today. It's okay. Get 20 people wide minimum and help them, learn them, teach them to save $500 a month. You would hit the Blockstar pool. 2 participations, 2 times 300 is $600 as a bonus. How hard is it for you to save $500 a month when you're getting a bonus of $600? Okay, now, last month, this infinity pool, the director rank, the very first rank, paid $430. How hard is it for you to save $500 a month when you get a bonus of $430? You only would have had to bring out of your pocket $70 to save, not spend. It's yours to keep. And we must teach this, folks. We must. Because, my goodness, this is the key to our infinity pools. This is the key to our company's revenue. And the G99 is bonus. Right now, I'm grateful that the coin is down at a half a penny. I'm like Mr. Fisher. I'm acquiring as many as I can. I have bills too. Okay. But what will our infinity pools be when the company all adopts a savings plan of $500 a month? And there's others that are going to save way more than $500 a month. Okay. So this is the way that you can hit Blockstar. I know Brian Cromley's goal is he wants to sponsor 1,000 people in his front line. Okay, so he shouldn't have any trouble hitting Blockstar Supreme, should he? Okay. So I want to open it up. If you can, unmute everybody. If anybody has questions, now's the time. Let's get it crystal clear. Okay. Because you know what, folks, when we do this perfect world scenario, 3 by 3 by 3, down 9 levels deep, you're going to have like 30,000 people on your team. And I've got charts that'll show those numbers, but I'm not worried about those big numbers. It'll take care of itself. With 20 people in your team, over 3 teams, saving $500 a month, you're in the infinity pool. You're going to be, you won't hit this, unless your front line is going to do 10,000. Okay, so, this is all about savings. So it's, I want to open it up for any questions that anybody has, and let's, please do that right now if we can.
Hey,
Hey, Barry, I'm going to unmute everybody. So everyone's going to, we'll have to unmute ourselves here. You ready? Here we go. Okay. So anybody that has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, guys. There's no such thing as a stupid question. We're all here to learn. Even the leaders are learning. So let's one question at a time, guys, and try not to interrupt, please. Any questions?
Yes, Mulu. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Mulu.
All right. Here's my question. Earlier this year, or the end of the program, okay, there was, we were told when we get where we are right now, that the coins will be 25 cents. Have we started to get there or not yet?
You want me to handle that, Barry?
Go ahead, Brian.
So I'm not exactly sure where you got the idea that you were told it would be 25 cents. I know that there was a price maker strategy that was put together to try to help it get to 25 cents. Now, that had a lot of moving pieces to the puzzle, But unfortunately, we did have some people that just wanted to dump out and recover money from, a previous company that they, probably put a lot of money into. That was part of the puzzle. We had to get through the dumped coins. And I'm looking at different exchanges and I'm seeing very little coins for sale on a lot of these exchanges, which means that I think have come to the end of the dumped coins. Now, I really like that presentation that Barry just put together for that $500 a month. Now, if any of you are readers and you want to understand why that is a powerful system, the idea of saving 10% first, there's a book called The Automatic Millionaire by an author called David Bach, B-A-C-H. If you saw me, I got up to look on my bookshelf because I know I have it somewhere there. I was going to show it to you. It teaches or demonstrates if you save 10% a month for yourself up front, pay yourself first, over time, compounded at a simple 8% or 12% a year, everybody that did that would become a millionaire, period, because numbers work and investments work over time. The difference with what we're doing is an appreciating asset like a stock or bond or gold, they grow slowly sometimes. So 8% or 12% a year is considered a good return. We're looking at something that in the next 3 months could go 2, 3, 4, 800%, thousands of a percent. You want to talk about accelerating the appreciation of your assets. We got something that's fantastic in my opinion. Like I can't tell you, I'm not a financial consultant, so I can tell you what my experience tells you. You can read those books for yourself, but the idea to pay yourself first and get some of these coins. If you were to take that 1 month, $500 right now would get you 100,000 coins. I remember what it cost us before to get 100,000 coins, and it was a lot more than that. Dollar cost averaging. Right now, you guys on this call, you want to be getting into these coins, because if you wait till this coin's 2 cents, you only get 25,000 coins. If you wait till it's 3 cents, you get 16,000 coins. You want to get in now when it's cheap, because I'm going to tell you, now that they've lifted that stupid warning off of there, I'll bet you my perspective is that it'll double in the next 2 weeks. I mean, warning labels create bad things, right? But now that they've got that removed, you should see us start to climb again. You don't want to miss out on the growth. The early growth is where all the money's made. If you ask somebody, whether they would have wanted to put $10,000 in Bitcoin when it was 8 cents as opposed to 10,000 in Bitcoin when it's 60,000, I mean, it's a no-brainer. That $10,000 would have created tens of millions of dollars if you got it in at 8 cents, even hundreds of millions of dollars. So, that the idea that you want to pay yourself first and work it into our business structure and to see how that 9-level pay plan works using that is enormous if you can grasp it.
And it doesn't matter the price of the coin. Okay, it really doesn't, folks. We have to adopt the habit of saving. So as our coin starts to go up, remember I said in the beginning, 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. Continually save it, save it, save it. It's called dollar cost averaging. And we're in an appreciating asset. And there's going to be times when you're going to pay maybe $100 for the coin. And then the next week it might be at $80. And the next week it might be at 90 again. Because that's what they do. They go up, they go down. It's cost averaging. But every single week, a minimum of $100 for each and every one of us. If we adopt this habit, everything will take care of it. Can you imagine if the field bought 50 million coins? There's 100,000 people in GSPartners right now. If 100,000 people bought $500 worth of the coin, do you think it's going to be at half a penny?
No way.
No way. Okay. What do you think our bonus would be? Do 50 million times 11%.
Yeah.
And then that goes into the 9-level pay plan. And how there isn't anybody in my mind that shouldn't be able to get into the infinity pool if they really, because if you had a business idea, a multi-million, and in this case, a multi-billion-dollar idea, what three people would you introduce this to? Now you've got your three people.
What
And
I-
we're gonna instill that in this person too. What three people, if you had a multi-billion-dollar idea, would you talk to? And let's get them into the business. Now you got these three.
when you're onboarding people, just to segue what you were talking about, you and Brian, ladies and gentlemen, when you're onboarding people, just draw a line right now. And what Barry talked about, what Brian talked about, you have to teach people to have the mindset of this savings from day one. That's the key when you're onboarding people. So what I mean is, the minute you sit down with your new prospect, you need to bring this mindset of what Barry has on the board and that he just talked about. You have to educate them on them. And you do that with each person, then you're going to get them to do this, and you'll get that duplicating within your team. Because this is an industry that's all about duplication. It's what you teach. That's the importance. I've been around this industry a long time, and what Barry just shared with you is probably the most important thing I've seen from day one since I've been in this company. He's just hit the jackpot for everybody on this call. And if you teach this mindset with every one of your people, you should be rushing out to do a Zoom call with as many people on your team right now to teach this mindset to everybody in your team, to teach their people and get it duplicating. And watch what happens. You'll hit Blockstar or Blockstar Supreme every month once you start to hit these numbers every month. And then our whole compensation plan is built around this. It's 3, it's 6, it's 9. Okay, so you go through the ranks in the infinity pool. You need 3 active legs, and then you need 6 active legs, and then you need 9 for ambassador. The same thing in the Blockstar pool. You need 3. You need 6 for Blockstar and 9 active for Supreme. So just teach this model. This just is beautiful, Barry. I just can't say enough about it. So I see John has a question. So John, I see you're unmuted. So if you want to go ahead with your question, John.
Great. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good morning from Kenya, Nairobi here. I have a small question that probably Ken is the one who mentioned in one of the slides. What is the signature card?
Well, the signature card, I'm going to actually get Brian Fisher to talk about it, but it's new technology. It's something that's going to, we're going to be using a lot, and everybody's going to be excited to use it. But Brian, if you want to touch base on that, it's going to be introduced by our CTO very soon.
Yeah, sure. So, anytime that you open up a cryptocurrency account, and I don't care where it's at, you have all these private keys or seed phrases or something that protects your account in case you should happen to lose your phone or your phone gets destroyed, and you can't re-download that information unless you have like a 24-word seed phrase, or if you have a private key that you can just scan. So the signature card is going to be a card the size of about a credit card, and it's got a battery on it that will hold that information for you. And it's got some biometrics that protect it from anybody just picking it up and using it. So to be unique to you. But instead of worrying about whether or not you have to save all that in a safe place, it'll be downloaded on that card so that you have instant access to that anytime you want. You can just hold it up to your phone, and it has Wi-Fi technology on it. So it will just transfer across, and it will re-upload to your phone or your computer or whatever it is you're trying to use. So it's a very simple way for everybody to protect their assets, because I can tell you right now, to give everybody on this call an idea, there is like 8% of all Bitcoin that has ever been held will never be recoverable because people lost their seed phrases and their private keys. So they can't access their accounts. So 8% or 10% of the entire Bitcoin market will never be touched. So the CTO, they designed this to help us maintain our assets and not lose our assets. Because I know over time, there's been some people that I've helped along the way or tried to help, and they lost that information, and you just can't recover those funds. They're gone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very, very informative and useful tool.
Yes, and not only that, Joby mentioned that you can find more information at our G999main.net. There's lots of information. Read the white paper 2.0. Great information in there as well. So thanks for that, Joby. Any other questions or comments? This is the time. If you don't totally get what Barry was saying on the whiteboard, definitely ask the questions. No stupid questions. We really want people to understand this because this is a mindset you should be teaching within your group.
Don't be afraid to ask, guys.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was asking the same thing on the signature card. Who qualifies for, or how do we qualify for it, and what do we have to do to get one?
You know, yeah, all that information is going to be released very soon. Everybody will be able to order one. You know, this is something that everybody really does need to have just to protect your assets. It's a great tool to have. I know I have probably 40 or 50 different accounts. And I'm going to tell you what a chore that is to keep track of all that information. I wish everybody else had a signature card because it would make my life so much easier.
Hey, can I add to that?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And Selma, we have an incentive going. The legacy incentive, legacy points, right?
Yeah.
The 1,000 members are going to win the signature card.
Okay.
So you can actually get one through the incentive. That's the importance of getting those legacy points, because there's 2,000 prizes, but I believe it's 1,000 prizes will be this signature card. So a lot of us on here can get one for free, but I believe they're going to be $100 price point when they come out.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Joby. Nice to win one. There's 2,000 prizes in total on that incentive. So whether it's a shopping spree, dream incentive, you can get the signature card. That's right. Good point.